Leading change, why transformation efforts fail. Abstract. Organizational transformations are notoriously challenging, with a high failure rate that can be attributed to a variety of factors. Drawing on academic literature and real-world case studies. This article explores the common reasons why change management initiatives often fall short, including the human side of change, lack of strategic alignment, ineffective change leadership, inadequate change management processes, and failure to address underlying organizational culture. The article emphasizes the importance of prioritizing the psychological and emotional impact of change, ensuring tight alignment between the transformation and the organization's strategic goals, demonstrating strong, transformational leadership, establishing robust change management practices, and actively engaging with and reshaping the existing organizational culture. By addressing these critical elements, the article provides practical guidance for leaders and change agents to navigate these pitfalls and improve their chances of achieving successful and sustainable transformational change. Insights that can be applied across a wide range of industries and organizational contexts. As a consultant and academic researcher, I've had the privilege of working with numerous organizations going through significant transformational change. From large-scale enterprise software implementations to cultural revamps and operational overhauls, I've witnessed firsthand the challenges and pitfalls that often derail even the most well-intentioned efforts. Today we will dive deep into the common factors that contribute to the failure of transformation initiatives, drawing on both academic literature and real-world case studies. By understanding the root causes of change management missteps, we can better equip leaders and change agents to navigate the complex and often treacherous waters of organizational transformation. The human side of change. At the heart of any transformational effort lies the human element, the employees, stakeholders, and leaders who must adapt to new ways of working. Failure to account for the psychological and emotional impact of change is a primary reason why so many initiatives fall short. Research has shown that the fear of the unknown, resistance to disruption of the status quo, and lack of buy-in from key personnel are all major obstacles to successful change implementation. Cotter. 1996. Amanakis et al. 1993. For example, when a prominent regional bank underwent a core banking system overhaul, the initial rollout was met with significant user backlash. Frontline employees felt overwhelmed by the new software interface and processes, leading to widespread frustration and productivity losses. It wasn't until the organization invested heavily in change management, including comprehensive training, clear communication, and active reinforcement of the new ways of working, that the transformation began to gain traction. To effectively navigate the human side of change, leaders must prioritize establishing a clear, compelling vision for the transformation, fostering open, transparent communication throughout the change process, providing ample training and support to build employee capabilities, celebrating small wins, and recognizing those who embrace the change. Neglecting these critical elements can doom even the most well-designed transformation initiatives. Lack of strategic alignment. Another common pitfall in organizational transformations is a disconnect between the change effort and the organization's overarching strategic priorities. When the goals and objectives of the transformation are not clearly linked to the company's broader business objectives, it becomes challenging to garner the necessary resources, commitment, and momentum to see the initiative through. Research suggests that successful transformations require tight alignment between the change program and the organization's strategic vision, with change initiatives directly supporting the achievement of key business outcomes. Beer and Noharia. 2000. Cotter, 1996. For instance, a global manufacturing company embarked on a digital transformation to enhance its production capabilities and improve supply chain efficiency. However, the initiative was not well integrated with the organization's long-term growth strategy. which was heavily focused on expanding into new international markets. As a result, the digital transformation project languished, as resources and attention were diverted to the higher priority market expansion efforts. To ensure strategic alignment, leaders must clearly define the strategic objectives driving the transformation, communicate how the change initiative supports the organization's overall goals, secure buy-in and sponsorship from the executive team, regularly monitor and adjust the transformation plan to maintain relevance without this critical linkage between the change program and the organization's strategic priorities. Transformation efforts are likely to be deprioritized or abandoned altogether. Ineffective change leadership. Successful organizational transformations hinge on the ability of leaders to effectively guide the change process. However, many change initiatives falter due to a lack of strong, consistent leadership. Research has found that transformational leadership, characterized by vision, inspirational motivation, intellectual stimulation, and individualized consideration, is crucial for driving successful organizational change. Bass, 1990. Avolio and Bass, 2002. For example, a leading healthcare provider embarked on a cultural transformation to shift away from a hierarchical command and control structure towards a more collaborative, patient-centric model. However, the organization struggled to gain traction, as the change leadership team lacked the necessary skills and credibility to inspire and guide the workforce through the transition. As a result, frontline employees remained skeptical and resistant to the new ways of working. Effective change leadership requires a clear, compelling vision for the transformation, ability to motivate and inspire employees to embrace the change, adaptability and willingness to make adjustments as needed, consistency in messaging and actions to build trust, commitment to providing ongoing support and coaching. Without strong transformational leadership, change efforts are likely to stall or fail outright. Inadequate change management processes. Successful organizational transformations also hinge on the organization's ability to systematically manage the change process. Failure to establish robust change management practices can lead to chaos, confusion, and ultimately, the collapse of the transformation initiative. Research has shown that organizations that employ structured change management methodologies, such as Kotter's 8-step process for leading change or Prosci's ADKA model, are more likely to achieve their desired transformation outcomes. Kotter, 1996. Prosci, 2018. For instance, a large global retailer embarked on a major initiative to upgrade its e-commerce platform and establish a stronger online presence. Despite allocating significant resources to the technical aspects of the project, the organization failed to put in place a comprehensive change management plan. As a result, the rollout was plagued by user adoption issues, data migration challenges, and operational disruptions, ultimately leading to the project being delayed and over budget. To ensure effective change management, leaders should develop a structured, well-communicated change management plan, establish clear roles, responsibilities, and governance for the transformation, implement robust stakeholder engagement and communication strategies, monitor and measure change progress, making adjustments as needed, celebrate successes, and institutionalize the new ways of working. Neglecting these critical change management practices can severely undermine the success of any transformational initiative. Failure to address organizational culture. Organizational culture is the foundation upon which successful transformations are built. Failure to acknowledge and address the deeply ingrained cultural norms and behaviors that may impede change can be a significant barrier to achieving the desired transformation outcomes. Research has shown that organizations with strong, adaptable cultures that are aligned with the goals of the transformation are more likely to succeed in their change initiatives. Shine, 2010. Kotter and Heskett, 1992. For example, a financial services firm sought to transform its operations by adopting more agile, customer-centric practices. However, the organization's deeply rooted culture of hierarchy, Risk aversion and resistance to change prove to be a formidable obstacle. Frontline employees remained skeptical and unwilling to embrace the new ways of working, ultimately leading to the transformations stalling and losing momentum. To effectively address organizational culture in the context of transformation, leaders should assess the current cultural landscape and identify the key cultural barriers to change. Actively engage employees to understand their perceptions, concerns, and values. Develop a cultural transformation strategy that aligns with the desired future state. Role model the new cultural behaviors and norms to set the tone from the top. Institutionalize the new cultural practices through policies, processes, and reinforcement. Neglecting the critical role of organizational culture can doom even the most well-designed transformation initiatives. Conclusion: organizational transformations are inherently complex and challenging, fraught with numerous pitfalls that can derail even the most well-intentioned efforts. By understanding the common factors that contribute to the failure of change management initiatives, the human side of change, lack of strategic alignment, ineffective change leadership, inadequate change management processes, and failure to address organizational culture, leaders and change agents can better navigate the treacherous waters of transformation. Successful organizational transformations require a holistic, multifaceted approach that addresses these key elements. Leaders must prioritize the psychological and emotional impact of change, ensure tight alignment between the transformation and the organization's strategic priorities, demonstrate strong, transformational leadership, establish robust change management practices, and actively engage with and transform the underlying organizational culture. By addressing these critical factors, organizations can vastly improve their chances of achieving their desired transformation outcomes and positioning themselves for long-term success in an increasingly dynamic and competitive business landscape.